Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're all having a lovely afternoon. So today, while I'm waiting for my steak dish to cook, this one place called Bohemian Latin Grill, it's so addicting. I wind up coming back here like 2 or 3 times a day. It's amazing. I suggest anybody in the Fort Lauderdale area check it out. Anyway, what I'd like to discuss today is something that has been coming up a lot since I did this fundraiser last year to try and get right to repair passed. So the TLDR is that there's 2 ways of trying to get something passed. Behind door number 1, you get the Senate and the Assembly and the House of Representatives and blah to all agree on a particular piece of legislation, and then they pass it. Good luck with that. Behind door number 2 was the ballot initiative. So in Massachusetts, they did this with the automotive right to repair bill, where what they did is they just put it off for a vote. And if people vote yes, it gets passed. If they vote no, it doesn't get passed. So you bypass the entire political process and you just go directly to the people. Now, this won massively in Massachusetts. However, it's a process that was very expensive. They spent over $25 million to get that done. And the folks that I spoke with who do this as a living professionally said you'd be looking at spending somewhere between $6 to $25 million, maybe because you have a large social media following and all that jazz. Maybe you can get it done for something like $6 million. So I tried doing a fundraiser for $6 million. I didn't get anywhere close to $6 million. I got like $800,000 or $900,000. So what I did was I figured, okay, let me just do traditional lobbying and try to get a bill passed the traditional way. Now, something that shows up often in my comments is, Louis, I didn't even know that you had this fundraiser. Why don't you promote it more? Why don't you promote this fight-to-repair.org website? Why don't you ask for money? Why don't you have it at the end of every single one of your videos? And there's a very specific reason for that. Somebody's screaming in front of the hotel. It's kind of making me homesick for New York right there, to be honest with you. Every time I hear a crazy person screaming at something, I feel it's a little bit homesick. And there's a very specific reason for that. I believe that it's on me to actually accomplish something with what I have raised before I do further fundraising. So if I've raised $800,000 or $900,000, that's not enough to do a ballot initiative. But that's a lot of lobbying money right there. That's a lot of money with which to try to get a traditional bill passed. So I think the onus is on me at that point to demonstrate that I can actually do something with what I've raised before going back to you and asking for more money. And I understand that most people nowadays are insanely cynical when it comes to anything related to a nonprofit, myself included. You could look at the video that I did on the homeless nonprofit scams in New York City, or the entire way that system works a few months ago. Most people, I think, assume that a nonprofit, or most of these nonprofits that claim to solve a problem, they're just there to collect administration fees and allow the executive director to make a 6-figure salary while taking pictures for Instagram or their website that make it look like they care about whatever they're solving, while in reality not really solving the problem. And I want to get around that a little bit. The first way I've got to try to get around this is from both of these organizations, I have set my salary at 0. Not like this, modern CEO shit where they pay themselves $1 but they own $200 million in stock shares. I mean, my salary is 0. The only time I ever pay for a hotel from this thing is if I'm doing right to repair lobbying, which so far happened pretty much, I think, 2 or 3 days out of the last year, and amounts to, I think, less than $1,000 for over the course of over a year. Second thing that I do is I do not ask for anything until I demonstrate that I can actually do something with what was collected. So $800,000 or $900,000, that's enough that I should be able to actually get something done. And if I can't get something done with what I've raised, in my opinion, and you could think differently, what the fuck right do I have to ask for anymore? And now, to be clear, in the past year and a half since I started this nonprofit, some really cool things have happened. Biden issued an executive order mentioning right to repair specifically. The FTC released an over 50-page paper that damn near reads like a quotation of my YouTube channel in several instances, just with the curses removed. So like maybe a little collegiate level version, a transcript of my YouTube channel, which is cool. A bill got passed in New York State. A bill almost got passed in Washington. There are active bills in Missouri and Minnesota for agricultural right to repair that actually have a chance of getting somewhere. And all of this is cool. All the increased coverage this issue has gotten is cool in the media. All the work that we've been able to do to drum up attention to this issue is cool. But at the end of the day, can a repair shop get access to something right now that they couldn't get access to 2 or 4 years ago? And in my opinion, the answer to that is no. The lives of the people that run repair shops like mine have not become material easier in any way, shape, or form. They don't have access to schematics or most of the things that I talk about in this channel on a regular basis, nor do end users. So there's still a lot of work to be done. Now, there are people with nonprofits where what they do is they say, it's almost like there's this incentive structure involved to purposely extend the battle as long as possible, because once you fix the problem, there's no more problem, therefore there's no more reason to give them money and get paid. But I kind of see it as the opposite. I see it the way I see it is, I should be able to prove that I'm able to get something done with what all of you have been generous enough to already provide. And if I can't get something done with that, then maybe it's time for somebody else to step in and make that ask. But I'm not even close to running out of what was provided for either organization, either the C3, which one really, really generous dude gave $1 million to, or the C4, which is what I use for lobbying, which is what all of you donated to, $1, $2, $5 at a time to add up to $800 or $900K. I'm not even close to done with it. Now, if I get near the end and I can see, wow, I've accomplished all these crazy things, and we're actually making progress in these ways, but here's some different ways, here's some different things that if we put money here could really, really change things. Sure. But at this point in the game, while I have things that could make headlines, they'd make good headlines, they'd make good blog posts, they'd make good Instagram things for me to stand next to a senator and do this as the bill got passed. Or stand next to somebody from the FTC and say, we have, Biden asked them to make rules and blah, blah, blah. I haven't really done it. Like, if we're just being real here, if we're just moving outside of this whole PR bullshit of modern nonprofits where they just talk about these hollow accomplishments, I haven't really done anything that actually changes anybody's lives yet. Whether you work at a repair shop or whether you're just a dude sitting in your counter in the kitchen. And until that day comes, I still don't believe that I've proven myself to the point where I should be coming out here and asking for more money. So for those who ask, why is it that you don't promote these nonprofit fundraisers more? I raised a decent amount of money. If I'm able to do something with it, and there's more to be done, we'll have that conversation at that point in time. But if I'm not able to accomplish something with what I already raised, please hold me to this. Take a clip of this video in case I become some sellout piece of shit in the future. If I can't get something accomplished with what I already raised, I don't deserve a fucking dime from any of you into the future. Whether you're a multi-billionaire that's here, Lewis, have $1 million, or just a repair shop owner that chipped in $1. And I hope you all hold me to that. I think this little steak meal it's so amazing. It's not like it's this cross between corn and potatoes they put in it. The sauce they put in their rice is amazing. You got to try it. Bohemian Latin Grill. It is just again, I'm not paid to say this. I just really like good small food places like this, and this place is really good. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, there is a meetup tonight at 7:30 p.m. I will link down below to what the place is. I know, short notice. I tried to do one where I planned it ahead of time, and I asked you guys to pick a time and pick a place, and you all picked the middle of the ocean. So you had your chance, and so did you. It's a Batman Beyond reference for anybody who watched that in Saturday morning. But seriously, you had your chance to pick a place and a time, and you chose the middle of the ocean. So now we're doing it on my schedule. So 7:30 p.m. tonight, anybody who wants to show up, say hi, take a picture, shoot the shit, talk about whatever you want to talk about. You're more than welcome to. I may do a second one while I'm here, maybe not. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. See you all in the next video. Bye now.